Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
Shout out to everybody. And
Joel the Unwitness. Dude, that video that you grabbed, oh my goodness.
disturbing.
Very, very disturbing.
I almost couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I almost couldn't watch it. You look a little tired tonight, Mikey.
Oh, well, yeah, I am. Those last two videos we did were very emotionally draining on us. Very, very emotionally draining.
Took us all weekend just to do, you know, that two-parter.
You know what? What a lot in the community don't really realize, excuse me, that Kim will let me hear just a little bit of the video or the recording or whatever.
Like the first clip.
Yeah.
That we're going to use. I'll let him listen to that and then we can do...
Yeah, and then after that, it's all... I'm hearing it for the first time, so what you see as far as emotions from me, like from the first clip onward, is just all pure emotion, because I don't get to hear those and sit and listen to them all day. Kim says, hey, I got a video. And, or I have an audio of a talk, you know, I heard it, but I'm only going to let you hear this part and the rest of it. So, anyhow, it was very, very...
Plus, he was doing cement work at the farm today.
A lot of cement work today, and it's not like the cement came out in a cement mixer. It was all done by hand in a wheelbarrow. It was pretty good.
Too much work for an old guy like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, anyhow... The purpose of this video really is we're going to respond to a comment off of one of the last nail in the coffins we did for...
I think it was George and his family.
George and his family. And what George had done is George had written a statement to his body of elders saying they're not turning in time anymore. And below that video, we pulled this comment. Now, we're not going to mention names because we don't want to embarrass anybody. But we just want to reiterate something. We want to show the world of Jehovah's Witnesses what's really taking place here. This was the comment. Not turning in field service time is a personal decision. That makes a person inactive. True. But the congregation does view you differently.
Oh, yeah, the elders do too.
The elders view you differently also. Doesn't mean they are not a JW anymore. You're not gone until you leave. I'd never want to encourage someone to leave the organization if they didn't want to. Well, neither do we, but I'm sure as hell not going to encourage anybody to stay into a mind-controlled, destructive cult either. Leaving or staying is a personal decision as well. Too many of them are actually happy there.
Fine.
Really? But you know what? I honestly cannot recall when I knew of a happy JW. Honestly.
It's been a
long time since I come across a happy JW.
Yeah, but it is interesting because we do have several friends that are inactive and who are still technically, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses, and even my good friend Ginger, and they do view you differently when you're inactive.
See, and one of the biggest things, we're going to show show a clip from Isaac's judicial hearing that Erica J.W. Struggle put up for all our viewing entertainment.
It was very entertaining, especially when he jumped up out of his chair and was ranting and screaming at the TV.
Yeah, there's probably going to be more coming regarding that video. But here's the thing. When you look at those three parts he's got up, and I understand there's a fourth part coming, right?
I'm not sure.
But anyhow, when you look at the three parts that are up there, one of those elders sitting in there confesses that he's read all the apostate material and he chooses to still follow the Bible. Well, no, he's not choosing to follow the Bible. He's choosing to follow Watchtower rhetoric. That's what he follows. Okay? Yeah. So even there himself, he is deceiving his own intelligence because he can't separate the difference between the Bible and the Watchtower. That's plain to see. And this is something that I've said for for a while now is that these elders know what's going on out there. These elders are not ignorant to Raymond Franz's book, Crisis of Conscience. They're not ignorant to Carl Olaf Johnson's Gentile Times Reconsidered. Even the elder that we were good friends with, Mike, up in Colorado, he said, oh yeah, I've heard all that apostate stuff. This is what I'm getting at.
They know.
They know. So somebody turning in their time and saying, you know, without having to turn in a disassociation letter, these elders know what that means.
Yeah.
But you know what? It isn't just George and his family. Why don't we play that clip and hear it right from Isaac's own mouth?
We want to thank Eric of JW Struggle and Isaac for, you know, doing this JC meeting and putting it on your channel, and for allowing us to use it, because there's some gems in here, let me tell you. So let's play the clip.
The Greatest Man book, and you know, when I finished that book, I knew I had to make a decision. Because any Jehovah's Witness that reads that book will leave quietly, they'll disappear, they'll try to move out of the congregation because they don't want to have confrontation, they don't want to lose their family. Because this organization takes away your family if you choose to leave the organization. If I made a verbal statement to anybody saying, and I want out, if I wrote a letter saying I want to be disassociated, you know, I lose everything that was ever close to me. What would be?
Okay. You've heard it right from Isaac's own mouth. So many are leaving. They're moving away. Why? Because they don't want to have confrontation with the elders. And they also know that if they write a disassociation letter or get disfellowshipped, they'll lose their families. Yeah. This isn't the first time. I guarantee you this is not the first time either one of these three elders has heard this. There's so many people leaving right now. This is not anything new to them. So I can just about bet you when somebody says, I'm not turning in time anymore, the elders know they're done.
Well, I think a text message to an elder just saying, hey, I'm done, I think they'll get the point.
Exactly. So anyhow, this is what we're going to... Oh, look at that.
It's that time.
Oh, music to my ears. The board's getting a little tight, so I gotta hold the pins with a pair of needle nose pliers.
We have 7 tonight. 7. And we apologize to everyone that has taken us so long, you know, to get this video done. But, you know, we were trying to get done the 2-part one. And so, oh, this makes us so happy. Okay, this is for Sherry. Hi, sweetie. Love you. And her 3 kids, Janine, Richard, and Leslie. It is for Faith, Chad, and Diego. And Diego just posted his disassociation letter on Facebook. And so we were able to read all that. So welcome everyone to your freedom.
Welcome, absolutely. And, welcome to your freedom.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay. So, you know, the needle nose pliers works a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those 7, what we did
Boy, that fills in the T, doesn't it?
That filled in the T, and we got starting on the O.
Wow.
And, you know, because Kim and I have been extremely busy, we kind of forgot to separate the months so we can kind of keep a tab of how many per month are contacting us. So what I did is I totaled everything up, and we all know that this started November 1st, 2014. And we're still running a little better than 20 per month.
Yes.
So now we can add these 7,
to May's.
which were not in the count of the 20 per month. So, but this is the first one for May, and what a hell of a start. Yes. We got 7, and I know for a fact
we've got more.
We've got more, but this one's going to be a very, 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 very special nail in the coffin. But we can't reveal it because we want everybody to enjoy the experience with us.
Yes, yes, and hopefully, that'll be soon in the making.
Yes.
And just want to give a shout out also, our neighbor who stumbled across our videos and came over to ask us about them. And so we want to give a shout out to JJ, our neighbor, who was never a witness and who is now watching our videos. And do you think he is ever going to allow the witnesses to come and talk to him? Oh, hell no. And what's interesting is he came over last week and he had a whole handful of tracts. And he says, are these Jehovah's Witness tracts? And I says, yeah, they are. And he says, I went into Walmart, and he says, and I come out, and all of these are on his windshield at one time. And it was unbelievable. There was at least 12 of them. And it's like, are they getting that desperate? We were always told just to put one tract.
Yeah.
On a house, or we didn't even put them on under people's windshield wipers. That's rude. I hate when people put advertisements on my windshield wipers.
But there again, it could be interpreted as another sign of how desperate they're getting for converts.
Yeah. And it wasn't one of each kind or title. It was like 6 of the death in the family, and then there was like a couple of Spanish ones, and then it was like, wow.
Yeah. So anyhow, hello, JJ.
Yes. And a shout out to my dear sister Ginger. Love you, and hang in there, sweetie.
Yeah, everybody just keep up the good work. Dallas, keep them coming. Yeah. Evie Brooklyn, I haven't seen one from you lately, but you're probably busy.
And we know
a lot of us are real busy right now.
And we know Mark and Cora are real busy. Real busy.
Yeah, so
anyway.
keep them coming, because I can tell you for a fact, friends,
it's working.
We're having an effect on Watchtower in ways that you just can't imagine, and in ways that Kim and I right now are not at liberty to say. But I'm telling you, we're having an effect.
Yeah.
Watchtower's feeling the crunch. They really, really are.
Yeah. And thank you, everybody, for your messages and everything. And I'm trying to get them all answered, as usual.
As usual, yeah.
Running behind.
Anyhow, I think I'm going to go
shout out to everybody.
Drink right now and kind of rest these old bones from mixing so much concrete
translates
today. I'm going to bed.
Which translates to I'm having a beer, then falling asleep in my chair until it's time to go to bed.
That's right. So good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.